in Washington. Scott, where does this bipartisan deal stand right now? Does it stand a chance?
Hey, Joshua, good evening. Just off the phone with a veteran aide for a veteran Senate Democrat who says this could be the biggest legislative month since the Affordable Care Act passed in March 2010, or it could be nothing. The last 12 hours have really crystallized the dynamic of this entire Congress, the historically thin margins playing out both in the Senate and in the House. And liberal votes, if you get them, you lose conservative votes. We heard Senator Ed Markey of Massachusetts say, no climate change plan, no deal. And you heard Senator Portman on Meet the Press saying he's not going to go for a grab bag of progressive or liberal priorities. You take one from one column, you lose it in the other. And it's not just the Senate, Joshua. I spoke with an aide for a Purple District House member who said, got to have a win, got to have something to bring home to voters, but there's going to be a lot of heartburn among those Purple District voters, including the Democrats, if it's a one-party plan. Those are the dynamics Congress comes back to tomorrow morning, Joshua.
So, Scott, what action can we expect from Congress this week, particularly because there are members who would like to be able to tell their constituents that they are bringing something home?
Well, the players are here, and that's important. Obviously, you'll have your Senate leadership lunches. You'll have your committee hearings, time for both sides to talk. Whatever coalition that is forming can grow. But it's a rocky road. I mean, you've got potholes politically all over the place, and it's a short road. There are only days or weeks left in the legislative calendar before Labor Day. It's better measured in days or weeks, not months, with summer recess coming. So there's a clock ticking, which often prods Congress to action, but really raises the stakes for the coming week.
Reconciliation's been kicked around as a possible way forward for Democrats. How much does that still seem like a viable option right now? Are people still talking about it?
Tonight, I talked to an aide for a Senate leadership member of the Senate leadership, who says infrastructure is going to happen one way or the other. Obviously, that leaves the door open for reconciliation, and that's what leadership's saying. But again, you have those narrow margin areas. Can you get reconciliation to fly in those handful of House districts where you have embattled members with Senator Sinema, with Senator Manchin? It becomes a tougher fight there. So the door is open. It's just a matter of whether somebody's going to slam it shut.
Glad you mentioned Senator Joe Manchin of West Virginia. He has become arguably the most powerful senator in Congress right now. He has expressed support for a version of Senate Resolution 1, what's known as the For the People Act. But here's what Republican Senator Lindsey Graham of South Carolina said about that this morning to Fox.
In my view, SR1 is the biggest power grab in the history of the country. It's just a bad idea, and it's a problem that most Republicans are not going to sign up. They're trying to fix a problem most Republicans have a different view of.
So, Scott, what is the status of this bill, particularly after Stacey Abrams came forward and said, yeah, this bill has a lot of things that she likes, that she would support?
So you have a compromise bill here, but this is a compromise bill among Senator Manchin's own party. Let's go through the key tenets. Election day would be a federal holiday. It ends partisan gerrymandering, guarantees 15 days consecutively of early voting, and requires some form of voting ID or an alternative. That's a way to cast a net that captures all Democrats. But the Stacey Abrams endorsement, the bill itself, getting firm and almost universal pushback from Republicans. Not just Leader McConnell, but again on Meet the Press today, Senator Portman told moderator Chuck Todd that he's concerned that that would be a federal takeover of local elections. That's where we are as we start the week. Senator Manchin has built a compromise, but at this point seems to be a compromise just for his caucus.
I hear that. Thank you, Scott. That's Scott MacFarlane of our station NBC4 in Washington. Now, we'll have more on infrastructure in our next hour, this time far from Capitol.